If you were born around the mid-2000s like I was, then at some point while you were growing up, you either watched or heard about the show Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man was a Disney XD cartoon which ran for about 5 years and was inspired by the Ultimate comics that ran from 2000 to 2011. Personally, I enjoy the show, and in fact, it was my inspiration for Lance Davidson, aka Metal Spider. However, there were many people who actually didn't like the show, stating that they preferred Spectacular Spider-Man to Ultimate Spider-Man instead. I was lucky enough to be able to watch and enjoy both. However, I simply preferred Ultimate Spider-Man. Today, I will tell you all what made this show so great, in my opinion. So the first thing was its inclusion of different Marvel characters. Due to the series premiering around the same time as the release of Marvel's Avengers back in 2012, the show had multiple tie-ins and connections with the cartoon tie-in for the movie. This was known as Avengers Assemble. It even included an entire arc of Peter proving himself worthy to become an Avenger, which I have to say is a storyline I enjoyed. This show pretty much showed us Spider-Man in the MCU before it even happened, if you think about it. There were also the other story arcs, like the Carnage story arc, for example. We had Iron Fist, Nova, Cloak, Luke Cage, White Tiger, and so many more. There was even the inclusion of Agent Venom, who before this show I had no idea about. And I remember the whole concept of Peter and Flash being friends was wild to me. The next thing is the Web Warriors story arc, where Peter explores the multiverse of Spider-Heroes, seeing many different versions of himself, kind of like Into the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse. We met Miguel O'Hara, aka the 2099 version of Spider-Man, which by the way was one of my favorite episodes of the series. Noir Spider-Man, Amadeus Cho as the Iron Spider, and we even met the Scarlet Spider. And there's so many more that we met that I don't even probably have the time to mention here. Last but never the least though, that was our first animated iteration of Miles Morales himself. I remember first seeing Miles Morales and being so hyped to see him. The coolest thing to me about him at the time was less his backstory and more of his suit. That classic black and red Miles Morales suit is so nostalgic nowadays, and since red and black are a couple of my favorite colors, I really felt like I had something in common with him. Reason number 3 is the character design. Although Spectacular Spider-Man's character designs were nice, I felt like they would have matched a younger Peter Parker. I really like Ultimate Spider-Man's because it really felt like what a mid to late high school Peter Parker would look like. The hair, the face, the style, it all matched. I also like how close it stayed to the second iteration of the Ultimate comics in some instances. I didn't like the comics much, but the designs are pretty cool. Number 4 is the writing. This show had excellent writing when it came to the characters and storylines. The show had the kind of plot twist to where your jaw drops and you're too stunned to speak. Like the scene where the Scarlet Spider betrayed Peter by revealing his identity to Dr. Octopus during the Sinister Six plotline. You have no idea how shook 7-year-old me was when I saw that scene, and I felt it on a personal level because of how cool I thought Ben Reilly was. Also, one thing I've always found weird is how the Scarlet Spider in the show looks like Kane, and has Kane's suit, but they call him Ben Reilly, when accurately, Ben Reilly looks like this. Longer hair and no scar on his face like Brody here. Overall, this show is awesome, especially with the smaller touches like the reactive lenses on Peter's suit. The multiverse exploration, Peter working alongside other spider heroes, and being part of the Avengers really shows how this show was a partial influence of what we got in the MCU that we know and love in the modern day. If you guys made it this far, thanks for hearing me out on what I think made this show so amazing. Pun not intended. I see so many people writing for the Spectacular Spider-Man, but I really see the same love for the Ultimate Spider-Man. I get it. Spec-Ism ended in a cliffhanger, and right after that, we got USM. Spec-Ism never really got a true ending, and I can understand people's anger. It seems like a lot of cartoons from the late 2000s had that happen. However, I really do feel like Ultimate Spider-Man did right by its predecessor. Not to replace it, but to earn the title of being an awesome show itself. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and of course, next TV out. Have a good day or night wherever you may be.